Well, hey there, Red. It's good to see you. Trying to get everything squared away. But if you want to hop on the Zoom call, we can have a chat. We could just chat here too. Chatting is fine. Trying to get this pump up live. There I am. I see me. Hooray! I'm putting the invite link right here in Twitch. I'm going to hide my camera. Self view. There we go. Well, welcome everyone to the Virtual Cantina. I'm your host, Scott James Magner, the idiot with a microphone. Things are proceeding at pace. Oh, someone is joining the call. Hooray! A Wild Marty has appeared. I'm going to head over here to our Virtual Cantina, which I've prepared for us. Voila! The Virtual Cantina. I will switch our background to the actual cantina.
I like it.
Yeah, and, here we go. Here's the best part. We're going to turn on the Zoom room where we have special guests. So, I figured out how to do this today. There you are.
I'm special.
You're the first one here.
Yay.
Isn't it awesome?
It is.
And they can
Awesome.
hear you, and people can see you. It's just going to be great.
I got the disco room over here.
Oots, oots, oots. McJulie here. Hooray! McJulie, in the chat, there is a Zoom call if you want to join the Zoom call. Otherwise, you can just chat away in Twitch, and I'll pick up the messages. I'm going to show off a couple things here, so I'm going to go back to the main screen. All right, so we're going over here to camera 2 where we stay classy. You can see, of course, I'm working 3 monitors today. But I have arranged a selection of beverages to help me with tonight's challenge. McJulie is here. Hooray! I have arranged tasty margaritas. I have arranged ice cold fake milk. I've arranged ice cold water and diet soda. And after I eat a hot wing, I'm going to poll the room to see which one I should drink or not.
I brought tasty margaritas myself.
Me too.
Gotta go get one.
Well, there's no reason not to. All right, so
I'm gonna disappear from my lovely beach.
no worries. I'm going to roll over the stream cam so you can see our fighting area.
All right.
So I've got Nuts here. I hear Nuts can help with this.
Hmm?
And then I've got plates. So I have prepared 10 instances of tasty fake chicken, numbered 1 to 10.
Wow.
Yeah, I have.
I also heard you can have somebody pee in your mouth.
That's no. I've got this napkin here because things are gonna get sticky. And in theory, I should have wet naps or something, but I don't have any of that shit. So I'm gonna do this like a troglodyte. So I'm gonna get a wet washcloth and keep it over here. So I'll be right back with a wet washcloth.
After these messages.
Yeah. killing me, Smalls.
okay.
Yeah.
Kind of worried about everybody I know in California.
No kidding.
My Pasadena, my Pasadena family evacuated to a hotel room in downtown LA, and they're okay there so far. So.
Yeah, in addition to horrifying video of the fire, seeing pictures of just entire blocks and blocks and blocks of neighborhoods that are just gone. It's just
I know, it's crazy.
It's just gone yeah.
I donated to the Pasadena Humane Society because I have walked my brother's dog in Pasadena, and on many occasions, and so it felt, and of course when you're walking the dog, you meet the other dogs. And,
Yep.
So anyway, the shelter, or the Humane Society sent out a kind of like, we're dealing with sheltering people's dogs, and we have all this extra stuff that we have to do. You donate, so.
All right.
I love how we're like on the bar TV.
Yeah.
Where everybody knows who
If I could do that, I actually have. There's a mod I can do to move stuff around and have tilted windows, and so I could populate these TVs with people.
I love that.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to speaker view, so it'll be one person at a time popping up. I can see everybody. Everyone's fine, but... All right. And so we have a question. A question came in. I know this was very last minute, but a question came in from Robert Ladd, who is on the road after spending a month in Mexico.
Ooh.
So his question is going to come to me, but first I have to show off the hot wings. So this is bag number 1. You're just an idiot with a microphone. You're Hey, Wes, how's it going? My friend Wes from Overspan, who is now an officially credited substitute teacher, correct? I think that's correct. So I cooked these fake chicken wings, and then I put 2 tablespoons of the appropriate sauce in each of these bags. This is bag number 1. And since I know student teacher, all right. So I'm going to switch the video to, here we go. So my properties, since I could just pop in here. So it is, okay. So this is the first hot sauce. It's the Hot Ones Original Classic, the classic hot sauce. The heat level is 2 of 10, as it says here. All right, and I'm going to read from this card. The Classic is our updated ode to American hot sauce traditions, with tangy apple cider vinegar and vibrant chili de arbol peppers grown by Smokin' Ed Curry, because every chef knows it's quality that makes a classic. All right, and our first wing deserves the first question. So Bob Ladd has spent a month on the road in Mexico with his dog, so awesome for Bob. And his question is, he's the only one to submit a question in advance, by the way. Why Cantina Night? Why that connection rather than, say, Irish Pub Night? Well, Bob, I'm glad you asked that question. Get back here to the Zoom room. So, the reason why it's Cantina Night is because for the better part of a decade, I worked downtown in Seattle. And on my way home to Lake City, there was a wonderful cantina, which is very much like the one that my grandfather used to run. In fact, you can see that cantina behind me right now at Jalisco down in Lake City. By the way, hot wings. And I take my first bite. That's tasty. It's got a little heat to it, but not a lot of heat. So this is the first one. It's going to get far worse from here. Where's the thing? I thought I had this set up so I could just go from sauce to sauce. And so I would go every Thursday night. Lindsay would go to dance class, and I would go to the cantina. And sometimes I would just go home first and then go down to the cantina for happy hour. And sometimes I would just stop at happy hour on my way home. And over time, people would just come and join me at cantina. And we would have cantina downtown sometimes. We would have cantina all over the place. But Thursday night cantina was kind of our deal. And so when Bob came to live with me for a bit, he and I, boom, every Thursday we leave here, down to the bar we go, and we would be there for this entire meeting, this 3 hours of meeting. We'd be down there drinking margaritas and eating all sorts of food. So this isn't precisely the hot wing challenge because I'm eating fake chicken. And I had to, it turned out when I cooked the stuff, there just was, one piece didn't equal one wing. So I had to collapse a bunch of things into each bag to get the same amount of food that I would get on one chicken wing. But there's approximately one chicken wing per thing here.
I think you can get away with baking the chicken part. I think it's really the hot that you have
Hot
to
part that matters, yeah.
Yeah. It's the hot part you can't cheat on.
All right. And I put, usually you toss the wings in the sauce. What I did is I cooked it and then put the sauce in the bag and then shook it up to make sure that I had appropriate coverage all the way through. But I put 2 tablespoons of sauce in each bag. The serving is 1 teaspoon. So I may have had way too much hot sauce, but I like hot sauce.
My mouth is watering.
For the hot sauce?
Yeah, well, just talking about it doesn't. just discussing it.
Well, I've got more, right? Because the bottles are quite large. And I got all these hot sauces at our gift exchange for our friends party this year. It's a $120 box of hot sauces that somebody just threw under the tree. And usually there's like a $20 to $30 price point. So this was either someone went crazy or somebody wanted to, really spice things up. And this was the last gift of the night. I got this on the last round. I had a couple different rounds.
I guess if they found it steeply discounted somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you missed out on you missed a whole part of the cantina story where we used to go, huge groups of us used to go downtown for years.
Well, I talked about that. Where we would go straight from work to the cantina.
I must have missed that.
And we closed down several in downtown. They're just gone now. They don't exist anymore.
Cantinas.
Yep.
Oh,
Well, it
is it
also
your
works.
fault?
Sometimes we would just get crappy service and we would have to move to a different one.
Is it your fault that the Northgate Azteca closed? Because
No, it is not, because I spent a lot of money in that place. I was keeping it going for a while, especially that since that was where we would go to get our fix on. Because it's easier to get to the Northgate Azteca and home again than it is to get down to Lake City and Jalisco and home again. And I would rather just go into Jalisco, right, and sit there and eat. But Lizzie didn't want to do that through most of the pandemic, and I don't blame her.
Right.
All right, that was number 1. So which beverage should I have, ladies?
Well,
And
how are you
gent.
feeling about it?
What now?
How are you feeling? I mean, is it hot?
No, I mean it's spicy, right? But I'm not
Like,
dying.
Ow, ow, ow. So then just, what are your choices?
I can pour myself a margarita.
Mm-hmm.
There's tasty milk.
Milk, I think I would say for hot or peppers.
There's ice water
Yeah.
and diet soda.
I would go with the margarita. This is the margarita.
That's what I would go with too. I
Excellent.
agree.
All right. So Wes, I'm gonna have you, since you were late to the party. You get to ask the second question. There will be 10 questions in total. While I pour this tasty
AMA?
beverage. It is an AMA situation.
Okay.
Although, if only my friends show up, you know the answers to all of them anyway.
Is this a Wesley or a Weston kind of a situation?
It is a Wesley situation.
Wesley.
Or a Wes,
You with that?
the case may be.
Yes, but I'm a mom or I'm a grandma even, and we use the full name when we're trying to get somebody's attention.
You can't full name someone you just met. Come on now.
He already said hello.
Oh shit, that's tasty. So I went carb light today to make sure that I could handle both the wings and the margaritas. Because, why have one margarita at Cantina? That's crazy talk.
Gotta keep some protein in there though, because I guess that's the chicken.
Yeah.
The food with them.
So Wes, do you have a question for me? Otherwise, I'm going to Marty. Okay, Marty, you're up. What is your question, ma'am?
Let's see. My question is about the yeah, West passes. My question is, how are you digging the bald thing?
The what?
The bald thing.
Well, you've seen this before, right? So you know I can work it.
Yes, absolutely.
So
But you went back before, and now you've decided to come back. So how are you digging it?
It's fine. It's fine. This is it's been since March of 2024. Throughout the pandemic, I had been cutting my own hair because my barber shut down too. Right? I got my hair cut at Pike Place Market. I knew the guy. He would be so happy when I came because he says, "Oh, I love your hair. I love your hair," and he would ask me the same question. He's not gay. He just loved my hair. And he's like, "Your beard is like regular hair." It's like, well, it's because I'm awesome. But I get beard trims and I get hair trims and everything. But I got my hair cut the day before I was getting my passport renewed that week. And I had gone down for a passport picture, and I did not like the passport picture. In fact, I can even show the passport picture later on. But I didn't like it, so I went down, got a haircut, immediately went from Pike Place Market Barber 2 blocks up to the Bartels where I got my passport picture taken the day before, and said, "Take it again." Okay. I took it again. And then I went home, and the next day they shut us down. They shut down the office downtown for En Masse because it's like, look, every Starbucks in a 4-block area, they've all got COVID, and we don't want that. And like my boss says, my daughter's teacher has COVID, and they sent the kids home from school, so I don't think we should be here. And then we had just done layoffs right a week before, so reduction in force had happened. Most of the company was gone. I picked up 3 extra jobs. I was the entire writing team. But, I was finally being paid my actual salary rather than the crap salary that Korean companies would pay you. Hypothetically speaking, I loved my job a lot. I did that job for 10 years, and I loved it. I loved being paid. I loved working on games. It was fantastic. But I was making a significant chunk of change. And the change was significant enough that we were going to move out of where we are here in Far Linwood and go buy a house. So we were just saving money all that year. Everything was fine. And then on Lindsay's birthday that year, after we had worked remote for 7 months and shipped a bunch of different games and even bought another game company, we got shut down because there was a coup, and the Player Unknown guys came on top, and they said, "We don't need 2 American businesses. We're done. Mess is done." And we were just shut down like that because the board changed membership and leadership, and we were done. So I spent a year and a half without work, doing various gigs, and I finally got a nice gig working for Warner Brothers. I worked for Warner Brothers for a year and a half, and I had to take a little sabbatical at the end of last year, beginning of this year, back on for a couple months, and then boom, it was done. But that second time through, there was more white in my hair, and I had spent 18 months not cutting my hair, so it was long with the ponytail and it was all over the place, but I was dyeing it the entire time, and I just didn't want to dye my hair anymore, and so I just shaved it off. All right, so I'm digging it. I'm going to go to the second hot sauce now.
I just want to say, I bet you look really hot with just like all the white, the salt and pepper like locks. So feel free to, anytime.
Oh, yeah, I look awesome in everything, really. Wes, you can ask any question, and I have to answer it.
Yes.
So wing number 2 is Little Dick's Ghost Pepper Pear. Spice level 5 of 5. The other one was 2 of 10. This is 5 of 5. I don't know if that means 10 of 10, but it's number 2 on the list, right? So pears, mustard, and ghost peppers may seem like an unlikely flavor combination for wing number 2, but boy does it work. The crispness of the pear comes through with just a hint of creeping ghost pepper spice. So I'm going to take my first bite of Little Dick's. Oh, that's tasty. It's spicy. For sure it's spicy. But it's a tasty beverage. And a tasty bit of chicken. In fact, shit! This just canceled out the taste of the margarita.
Oh.
I cannot taste the lime at all.
That's a thing.
That's a thing. Alright. Heat 2 of 10. Bright peppery pear.
Huh.
Big city, big flavor. Little Dick's. Born in New York City, Little Dick's sauces are prepared with all natural ingredients that give you big flavor and just enough heat to add some zing to any dish. Try Little Dick's, and you'll discover big things do come in small packages.
So, are you feeling the need for some hot pepper mitigation?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, you took a sip of the margarita and that pretty much handled it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling like Diet Coke pretty much. You can just.
Oh no, we're. I don't need a. I'm not done eating the wing yet. Yeah, you do that after, if necessary.
Oh, you're not done?
No, I'm not done.
Eat it, eat it.
I'm getting there. That is tasty. So these are really good chicken pieces. I've got the bag downstairs. I've forgotten what the name of it is, but you cook them 5 minutes, a couple minutes on the side in a pan with hot oil, and they taste like chicken. So I just want the speaker view. I don't know why it's giving me that. There we go. That's what I want.
I'm not speaking either. I mean, I am now.
It shouldn't be locked on you, though. It should be just...
I feel like I should have something to say if my big old face is going to be up there. My face is bigger than yours.
Yeah, it's all a matter of... it's all a matter of... fuck it. I had to dial in my camera specifically for where I'm sitting on the green screen and everything, so...
Yeah.
Ooh, green screen.
Hey, I got a spare
Fancy.
if you want to level up.
You know, I wouldn't turn it down if you have one just lying around.
I've also got a green curtain and a curtain, so you could like pull a curtain across a wall. I've got a lot of stuff.
You know, that we should talk later, or maybe now. I don't know. We should talk later about this.
We're gonna do our podcast about David Lynch movies. So we're gonna, in fact, this here. This is actually a prototype. This would be the format we would use for talking about David Lynch movies. We would do exactly this.
Okay, sounds good to me.
What are you drinking now?
I just sipped the last of that sauce. It was really tasty sauce. I may not have needed to do that. All right, Julie, you're up.
Me?
Yeah, what's your question?
What is my question? All other things being equal, what part of Seattle, or actually the world, where would you prefer to live? All other things being equal. Like, let's assume that, current leases, current income, current partner have nothing to do with it. Where's your ideal spot to live?
I would go back to Lake City and live above Jalisco. There are condos. There are condos right next door to Jalisco.
Okay.
And so I would buy one of those, and I would live in it.
I did
not know that was an option. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Fair enough. I didn't know. All right.
Yeah, or the Lake City neighborhood. But I love that neighborhood. I love being one bus away from downtown. I love being able to walk to everything I want to do, shopping, whatever, or be a bus away, right? So one bus to movie theater, one bus to the train, one bus to, to anything. I'm 2 buses, or a bus and a train here, but I have to walk 1.5 miles to get there to that bus.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like your place just isn't well served by transit, but you want to know what place is oddly served by transit? My dad's house, which we're trying to get it ready to sell and all of that. And I went out after the big bomb cyclone. I went out because giant swath lost power, and he got worried. So he couldn't log in internet there, so he couldn't tell what was happening. So he was worried that a tree fell in the house and stuff. I was like, okay, Dad, I'll go out to check. But because it was a work day for Paul, Paul had the car. So the day of getting out there, I took a lift to get out there because Dad was kind of freaking out. So there was some urgency to get out there. I took a lift to get out there, checked it out, everything seemed fine. And then I was like, well, that lift was frickin' expensive. There's no way I'm doing that. Like, I took today off work, I'm just gonna do the transit thing. And so what the transit thing involved was a walk from my parents' house down to this kind of shopping center at the Kent East Hill, Maple Valley. It's where I used to take that walk all the time when I was a teenager. And it's got some of these areas where you're going around a corner and there's barely a shoulder, and if the car's going around too fast, you're taking your life in your hands. But as a teenager, I didn't really think about how much time it took. It was just like, whatever, so I timed it as an adult. It took me 45 minutes to walk to where I could pick up a bus. And then the bus that I got, it was another 3 hours on bus transfer. I had to do 2 bus transfers until I was finally on the train to get back home. And I was kind of thinking, when a place is poorly served by transit, I mean, ironically, again, it's like a place that's poorly served by transit, poorer people cannot navigate living there in any reasonable way. Like, if it takes you it takes you 4 hours to get somewhere. Yeah.
So when I was living in Lake City, I got a job working in Redmond. And Lindsay worked downtown at Children's, so we would go downtown together, and then I would go from where she would work, run over, grab a bus, head out to Redmond that way. But it was 7 a.m. traffic from Seattle to Redmond. I would get there at 9:30 or 10 because the place was about a mile from where the bus let off at the end of the line, and then repeat the thing going back the other way. So I would have to leave work at 3 to go get that bus to get home before 7 p.m. And after a couple weeks of that, I was ready to quit, and it just wasn't going to work for me. And then that job didn't end up working out. So, but it was like I could have gone north and taken a bus down to Redmond better than going to Seattle into Redmond. It was crazy. So we have switched hot sauces, and I am almost finished, so I'm going to show off what we have here. We're on sauce number 3. This is Neil's Real Deal, the smoked onion hot sauce, the sauce that would kill Paul. This has 17,000 Scoville units. The first one was 1,800. The second one was 6,900. This is 17,000. So we've been tripling each time that we get here. So this is smoked onions. Are the first ingredient is jammy sweet and savory sauce made with tomato, molasses, tamarind, and spices. Bright habanero peppers add just right heat for the perfect balance of flavor and fuego. And I'm going to show that wing because it is definitely a chunkier sauce. The other two were very liquidy, like I was able to tip the plate up and sip the sauce. This I got to get a finger in there for that. It's definitely going on, and I'm really not telling a lot of difference between this and the last sauce. Maybe it's that I've blasted my taste buds. But that's a lot of text there.
What's the secret to actually clearing your palate, though?
Well, have a sip of something. I've got these mixed nuts here too. You could do some nuts, a little salty something.
Maybe do something like that to see if you detect anything.
I think the water would be good for that too.
I mean, just peppers can be so oily.
I like it. Low in carbs, so that's always good.
The smoked onion sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes.
So, when you do this with other people, right, I would make wings for everybody. And so the interviewer would be asking me these questions. They'd prepare their questions in advance. And then we would both do them and see how far you could get. And the interviewer is allowed to stop, but the interviewee is not. I am required to finish the course of treatment.
The course of treatment.
All right. I'm going to ignore the robot that posted in the chat, because that's clearly not going to work.
What is that? Wants to be my stream boo? Is that it?
Stream boo, yeah. Skimpy dispatch, not working.
Not working it. BRB.
I have a plate of nachos.
Nachos!
Nachos, which I made because my sister-in-law, Paul's sister Dorothy, she likes to make salsa. She just makes salsa for everybody. She knows Paul can't eat it. She knows I like it, so she always gives me some of her tomato salsa. So I have a whole bunch of first-rate homemade salsa. So,
Awesome.
It goes with that nachos, which I have decided upon much reflection. If anybody ever asked what was my mom's favorite dish, I'm pretty sure it was nachos. I'm pretty sure that of all the times I ever ate with my mother, that the thing we had most often was nachos. And especially toward the end of her life when she was starting to have trouble with like she couldn't handle spice anymore. And she couldn't drink a margarita anymore, which is kind of sad. But she could eat nachos as long as they weren't already spicy because, like, you know, you could just kind of grab them with your hands. So anyway,
Nice.
I think of now of nachos as being like having these nachos. And they eat so much.
Cheers, Mom.
Cheers.
She was a great lady.
And you were at the when I had the tiki bar for my birthday. You guys both shut up, right?
Yep.
Yeah. My mom is responsible for one of my favorite things that I've ever done, like sort of cocktail wise, because I mixed up the zombie mix like ahead of time because it's, you know, like who wants to combine 5 different rums
Yeah.
on the spot when you're hosting a party? So I just made up a big thing of the, you know, the idea was when people ordered it, I'd like, you know, add the ice, you know, give the spring of mint, and there you go. I did that to my mom, and my mom was like, "It's a little strong," and so then I was like, "Hey, Mom, I gave you the full strength zombie, but maybe we should go half strength. You want a slow zombie." So I, you know, made it less strong with soda water. And after that, the whole rest of the night, I would ask people if they wanted their zombies fast or slow. And I still want so badly to go to a tiki bar that does that has like the fast zombie, the slow zombie. Anyway.
I mean, in real life, I prefer slow zombies. I'm just saying.
You know, it's funny if you watch the original, you know, Night of the Living Dead. It's not that the zombies are actually slow. They're just, they kind of move at regular human speed.
They just shamble. They don't run.
Yeah, exactly. They shamble. They don't run. And I don't know. For me, I feel like the iconography, I guess, of something that is coming at you very deliberately and relentlessly, but not especially fast. I think that is the scariest thing. I think that's way scarier than something that zooms at you faster than you can really process.
I mean, it's scary in a different way. It's like that that first episode of The Walking Dead when he sees that little girl and then he sees the woman pulling herself, and she's only the front half of her, and she's pulling herself, and it's like, it's not that she's actually going to get him. It's terrifying. It's just the very fact of her existence.
All right.
Yes, which harkens back to the Return of the Living Dead, which is, you know, still one of my favorite zombie movies.
It's sad with so many things that people think were like canon way before.
Right? Like the whole brain thing. I mean,
yeah.
They made that up. And also the fact that a partially, you know, like that a zombie will keep coming after you.
Yes.
You know, as like a torso or a hand or whatever.
Yeah.
Or how effective they could be, you know, with most of their body destroyed, like the boiled-in tar zombie and like resistance. So, Oils fan is Michael Batchelor, my friend Michael Batchelor, whom I went to conventions with many a year, and we used to stream here on this very channel. We used to stream Crayon Rail games, which I would love to do again sometime soon. I am about to go for Hot Wing number 4. It's gonna be awesome. What now?
What is it on the Richter scale?
Well, I'm going to show you. All right, so this is the Los Calientes Verde. This is 36,000 Scoville heat units. 36,000. The last one was 17,000, and I could barely taste it.
And the first one was like 2 or something?
It was 1,800, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It says, you know it, you love it, it's the turning point in the lineup. Los Calientes Verde brings full-bodied flavor to the number 4 wing with tart tomatillo, smoked serranos, sweet fruit, and earthy cumin. A fan favorite.
I mean, are we at the point where you can still actually taste it?
Yeah, I could taste things. I certainly tasted that last bit of
I
hot
meant this
sauce.
new
So
one. Like, will you be able to taste this new one? Yeah.
guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
It's really smoky. Flavor is not the same as heat. That's correct. I'm not getting a lot of heat through these thousands and thousands of Scoville units. So maybe I'm dead. I already died, and this is Return of the Living Dead corpse was sitting here streaming. All right. Well, that piece had a bit more to it.
Did you ever watch iZombie? The TV
So-
show?
I did not like the pilot of that. All right,
Ah.
that last bit, I got some more solids to it. Is that a question, iZombie? Are we talking about that now?
No, actually, I was just going to make a reference because in iZombie, the zombies in that they don't taste easily, but they really like hot food. Like they can taste hotness.
Oh.
So one of the ways you can spot a zombie is if they're just
Like
crazy.
pouring hot
about
sauce on things?
sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Anyway.
the Watchers in Friends, where they put pepper on everything, so like piles and piles of pepper. And hot sauce as well.
The Watchers in Friends?
Fringe.
Fringe.
I've not seen that.
Oh. It's on Scotflix.
It's
All the seasons of
Okay.
Fringe are on
seasons.
Scotflix.
It's seasons and seasons of good, speculative, coolness with great characters and
Is a
and
thematic
Okay.
sequel to the X-Files, but not direct.
Okay.
So they call out X-Files by name in their FBI, saying the old X designation, and talk about
Right.
crazy stuff that goes on. And it is messed up science fiction. It is.
really good.
I'm not going to tell you the twist because you have to. It's one of those
There's
twists that
something
you
I
have to get
remember
for
from it.
yourself. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm making my way through Leverage right now, which
I know.
actually was a perfect wreck, you guys. Marty, you weren't there, but I asked about I realized that the first part of my work in progress needs to kind of come off like a heist movie. Does
not
anybody
right.
have any good recommendations for like heist and caper films? Because I've watched all the obvious ones, and then Lindsay was like, "Well, have you watched Leverage?" And I'm like, "What is that?" So Lindsay and Scott made sure that I had access to Leverage. What is that indeed? Perfect. Exactly what I was looking for.
It is so good. And on the O Network, they started rerunning that first season back to back on Tuesday nights. So we got to watch 4 episodes on Tuesday after I had just burned them all and put them on Scotflix for you. Plus, handed you the discs. So the more I
So
eat of
far we're
this,
doing
the
good.
tastier it gets and the warmer it gets. So
Okay.
I am liking this Caliente. I can see why it's a turning point because it goes up a notch. For sure. Looking at the end of this list, and it's a ways to go, but it'll get there.
So Fringe is one of those that every few years we just watch the whole thing again.
Yeah.
I have affection for the characters that is, everlasting. It's definitely one of those, if it had been canceled after a couple seasons, I would have been super sad, and I feel like I would have known what I was missing out on because I would have missed out on a lot. There's just so much.
One of the things I really like about Fringe, not to talk over you,
No, go
so
ahead.
you can just flip me off if I'm talking over you. Nope.
No, go ahead. I mean, you gave me permission, so I just did, but that wasn't about anything. Just do it.
Is that Robert Ladd, sir? WR Bob 42?
Oh, it's you, Bob.
Is that every season of Fringe is a different kind of spy movie?
Huh.
They're sequential, right? It's not Monster of the Week episodes of
No.
X-Files, although there's
mean,
tons
there's
of
some of
Monsters of
that.
the Week.
There's definitely some of that going on, but
But there is a distinct and discrete story to each season of Fringe that is resolved, and then they start a new story.
But then there's also still an overarching arc.
And a 5-season arc. Yeah. So what you missed, Bob, is I answered your question first. Why Cantina? So I told the story of Cantina and of you and I going to Cantina. I'm now on wing number 4. Oh, it's tasty. This is Fireman Bob.
Fireman Bob! Are you here to put out the fire?
No, he's actually driving home
Ah. From California?
from Mexico.
Ooh, right.
So I have my Jalisco cup for my margarita. That is a tasty beverage.
I'll bring the heat.
I'm assuming it's a tasty beverage because, I can no longer taste it. All right, Michael. Bob has asked a question. Marty has asked a question. Julie has asked a question. And I think we kind of did a second question about something or other in there. So you are up, Michael. You get to ask a question for wing number 5.
And it can be anything. I mean,
Ask me anything. That's what
I
we're
don't
doing.
care.
Oh, yeah? Did you go back to that place that did the shrub? My nose is running, by the way. I'm definitely feeling the effects. But I'm not dying. Did I see the Wicked movie and what did I think? I did not see the Wicked movie. Lindsay saw the Wicked movie, and Lindsay saw Wicked in London.
Ah.
So she's leaving the house right now. I can't call her in to answer that question.
What?
Hey. So from there, what did you think of the Wicked movie?
I thought it was really well done. I think they did a good job interpreting the Broadway version. The singing was all very good. The acting was decent, and I enjoyed it. It could. I mean, there's been some quibbles here and there, but I really think it was a good interpretation. And so, I mean, you can wait for it to be cheaper to go see it, but it's worth the time. It's more fun than several other recent adaptations of musicals have been.
Sweet. Thanks, Lance.
You're welcome.
More fun than a barrel of flying monkeys.
Were there flying monkeys?
There were, in fact, flying monkeys, and there
I mean,
are,
come
in
on, how
fact,
do you do
flying
that without
monkeys
saying flying monkeys?
in the musical as well. But I did love the. I still have the question about the dragon clock. Honestly, we'll see if that shows up in the second one. In the musical, they don't ever address what the heck is up with the dragon clock. It just exists. I'm still bothered by the fact that they didn't address it in this first half of this movie. It's a plot hole. Anyway, I gotta go dance. Bye.
So I didn't see it, Michael, because it's part 1. And I I like musicals a lot. I love musical theater. And I had the chance to go with her to see it. I could have gone that day, but I stayed home. I was feeling a little under the weather on top of it. But it's only part one. And I have been very disappointed in part one movies over the last decade or so. Because they weren't a movie. They could have been cut differently to be a movie. And then had a different thing over there without being part one or part two. So I own both Dune parts one and part two, and I have not seen either. Right? I can watch them whenever I want to, and just one, two as I go through. You didn't like the book and avoid the musical because even if you did like the songs you heard, it won me over. Hey, a new follower! Hooray! It's Bob.
Hey, Bob.
The films won me over. I'm not saying no to that. In fact, that film is streaming right now. And so I could go watch that film and enjoy it. All right, so I answered the question and Lindsay answered the question. So I'm going to eat wing number 5.
Excellent.
I need to get back to showing said wing. All right, so this is Dawson's Hot Sauce Apple Caraway.
Ooh.
Apple gives this sauce sweet, juicy notes that enhance the fruit flavor of habanero pepper. A dash of caraway adds a pinch of old world bittersweet to balance it all out. Delicious!
Wow.
And here it is.
Okay.
Checking it out on Facebook, Tom Wentz. I don't know if he got the link or not. I did send the Michael. I did send the Zoom link into that Facebook post if you want to come over to Zoom.
One of us.
But you don't have to. You did answer the question, and I'm going to answer it. Tart lemon apple, 5 of 10. That's what I'm looking for. This one actually has calories to it.
No way.
Yep. You know, I forgot to check if I was allergic to anything in these sauces.
Oh, well.
Guess we'll find out.
Hey, Thomas.
Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Scott. I was watching the Twitch for a while, but I didn't have a login for it.
Yeah, sorry.
So, it's just working.
I got caught up doing the stream while I was going to post the thing over. So I'm going to put you on camera and you get to ask the next question when I'm done with this wing. So we're just going to chat for a bit.
Your hair.
Yeah, I got to fix the hair. Fix the hair. So, Tom, talk a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I'm over in Tri-Cities. I've known Scott for, I don't know, since sometime in the 90s.
Yeah.
Through cons and gaming and all sorts of stuff like that. And I'm a computer geek, much like Scott. So.
That has definitely got some tart to it, and some lemon to it, and some apple to it. And it is a marked increase at 52,000 Scoville units over the 36,000 Scoville units of the previous sauce. It was very tasty. It was a very tasty not wing. What was that, Marty?
Is the margarita still going to do it?
Well, we'll find out. I stopped being able to taste the margarita after the second one. It's wet.
Is it cold?
It's cold. That's all you can ask for, right? What James Taylor song you working on, Michael? I love me some James Taylor.
Yeah.
Ooh. So this is bag number 5. This is the last bag I filled from the first batch of wings that I cooked. And I was pretty much scraping the bottom of the pan to get enough. Oh, Shower the People. I love that song. I was scraping the bottom of the pan to get the appropriate amount of fake chicken to equal the wings that had come before it. So there's a lot more shredded in here. And damned if the shredded chicken doesn't pick up the sauce really well. I think 2 tablespoons per bag may have been a mistake.
Are you using
Or
the same,
was it?
The same chicken every time?
It's the same chicken.
Yeah. I really want to know which chicken that is.
Uh,
I mean, you don't need to tell me now, but I want to know before, you know.
yeah, before we're done, I'll run downstairs, I'll grab the bag. It was quite tasty.
It was delicious.
In fact, I'm just going to go now. I was going to just wash these plates off, but we had these little bowls that I bought Lindsay for Christmas. And I think I could pour all of this into those little bowls and eat those. And then I don't have to wash any dishes.
There you go.
All right, Tom, think of a question, and I'll be back in a minute or two. Assuming I don't, tear the whole house down going through this green screen. Definitely tasty. Tasty sauce.
I tell him, I noticed that you're here and everybody else is muted, so. Is this vaguely familiar? Like, maybe we met at a GradCon at some point in the past?
Probably. I've been to most of them.
Yeah. It would have to be the fairly distant past. I haven't been to a GradCon in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Started dating my wife at RadCon 1. Sober. It's kind of a tradition.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's a long way to drive. So we haven't been lately. It's such a long way to drive.
Yeah, I was in Spokane when I started.
I met my ex there, so it was hard for me to go back after we broke up.
Oh, yeah,
Because,
bad memories.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
Right?
I'm pretty sure he doesn't go.
I know, it was just, I mean, I might be able to do it now, it's just, it was hard enough to go to some of the other, like, going to your West Cons, just like, they're just rooms you stand in, you're like, the memories are all over them.
Are you going to Norwestcon now?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Because I do the
Hey,
horror
Preston Knight?
movies now.
Oh, he is. He's playing for us, we're just silent.
All right,
I
so
can still hear it.
the chicken is this. It's a green bag.
Oh, that stuff is good.
Yeah, so I have had problems with this stuff in the past where I had this on top of some other stuff that was high fiber. So too much fiber and, I'm going to spend some time in the bathroom, right? Sometimes a little unexpectedly.
That
But-
stuff will fool you, though. Like, you will eat that stuff and think, oh my gosh, did somebody actually sneak some actual chicken? And
That's why I picked it for the chicken.
so good.
So I did 2 bags of this. So the first 5 were the first bag, and the second 5 will be the second bag. As you do.
So good.
All right, I bought Lindsay these tiny little bowls for Christmas. It's a green bowl, of course. I'll hold up a red bowl. There. These
Nice.
tiny little bowls.
We have those. We use them for ingredients and also for our bird.
So, number 6. Tom, do you have a question?
No, I'll pass.
You gotta...
I know everything.
Do you,
You
though?
can't pass. That is not allowed.
If you pass, I don't have to eat a wing.
Pass earlier? Pass
Ooh, I'd
before-
love to eat a wing instead. Yeah. I love
No.
that.
I don't have to eat a wing if you
Oh.
pass.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Just skip to the next heat level.
No, that can't happen.
No.
Alright, pass to Mike.
Yep.
Mike, are you going to play for us? Or are you going to play silently for us? Because, either way, it's fun.
I don't know. It's
There he is. Hey, Michael. Good to see you,
hey,
Fred.
yeah.
Such a good song. It's been
Gonna-
stuck in my head ever since it's said.
I'd have to try and figure out to make the guitar balance. So maybe if I plug in the bottom on this and figure out the balance.
Oh, right,
maybe
I
I'll try
understand.
later.
No, I get it. Yeah, no, I get it.
But until then, I'm just gonna.
Well, I mean, I can hear it in my head. It's wonderful.
So you didn't ask, but I'm gonna give a free answer because I want to eat this chicken. My favorite James Taylor song, it's not Sweet Baby James, it's not Shower the People, it's Something in the Way She Moves. That just makes me weep every time I hear it. It is so good of a song, and I knew I would never be able to sell songs because I couldn't write Something in the Way She Moves.
Yeah.
And not Something by the Beatles, but Something in the Way She Moves. It looks my way, it calls my
Yeah, I
name.
know,
Seems to
I know.
use this troubled world of mine.
I was raised on James Taylor and Cat Stevens and
I know, right?
yeah.
All right, so this is the number 6. We're on wing number 6. Wing number 6 is the Jerk and Scotch Bonnet et Jerk Hot Sauce Sauce Picante, which is hot sauce. As you go.
Was that Scott's pretty floral bonnet?
And my Scotch Pretty Floral Bonnet and Jerk Sauce. A Jamaican-inspired spice blend of ginger, allspice, nutmeg, cinnamon, thyme, and cloves. Whew.
Wow.
It's really worried it would have sage, because, I'm allergic to it. Give our number 6 sauce its signature jerk flavor with the citrusy heat of Scotch bonnet peppers, a Jamaican staple. This is 71,000 Scoville units. Remember, we started at 1,800. It's been increasing by at least 10 each time.
Yeah.
And we are now at 71,000.
You go.
So we got there. Heat 6 of 10. Yeah. Pineapple, warm spices, and jerk. Our Jamaican style jerk and Scotch bonnet hot sauce is the perfect complement to your chicken, rice, veggie, and breakfast dishes. I am looking forward to having these hot sauces over my egg sandwiches.
That one sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
I thought you were going to say over my tongue.
Oh shit, that's tasty.
Oh shit.
It's definitely got some jerk spice to it. I am liking this new layout, by the way. I love the way this all came together. I had an idea of how this was going to go, but then actually doing it, seeing it in motion, it works. I had some success pulling stuff in from Discord, like when Michael and Paula and I would play train games. Oh, the second bite, so much spicier. I had on the right side of the screen here, I had our faces stacked, and in the middle of the screen, in fact, it would look a lot like this. Hold on a second. It would look like this. So the game would be in the middle where Elgato says, and the box is, oh shit.
Is it
Probably shouldn't talk while I'm chewing, because it's going right down. Fuck me. That's tasty sauce. But the game would be where the Elgato is, and then we would be stacked on the right here, and then we would trash talk each other. But we kept losing audio, and things were weird. So I think using Zoom works a little better, and there are some other talk podcasts that have different software that can discreetly put the video into the right spots. So we'll figure it out.
So are you? Oh, you're still sipping the margarita.
I mean,
Whatever it is that doesn't taste like anything.
yeah, I mean, it clearly is yellow-ish. It's over ice. I remember when I filled the pitcher, that I poured that out of, and it smelled like a margarita then, but
So you're not feeling the need to put the fire out any further?
well, just, you know, to drink something, to have some else. This is a tasty fucking wing. The next one increases by 62,000 Scoville units, by the way.
Buy that many?
By that many. It nearly doubles from where this is.
Oh. Swoon.
I've got a 3 million one in the fridge.
Re-
The last one here is going to be 2,693,000.
Okay, it's all the same at that point.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, over 1 million. It's like, I lived in Phoenix for a while, right? Yeah, I coughed a little as I came through, and a little bit of wing number 5 went down, and I was like, oh, huh. And then I was talking, of course, and some of this liquid went down. Now, and you all heard the results. So, over 115 degrees Fahrenheit is just fucking hot. It doesn't matter how hot it is. It's just fucking hot. If you stand in one place long enough, you will die. I was working a party one night at the hotel I worked in Phoenix. And I left my house in Glendale, 6 miles away. I'd ride my bike to work. And so I had long hair. I got out of the shower. I dry my hair. I walk outside. My hair will be wet within seconds of moving away from my my door. And then you ride 6 miles to work, and you're feeling pretty good that whole time, right? Because you're moving, get the air moving on you. But as the day went on, it just got hotter and hotter and hotter. And I was listening to the radio as I was going to work, and the temperature went up 10 degrees between my house and work. And so it was just over 100 when I left the house. It was just over 110 when I got to work. And while I was working, preparing a barbecue for 100 guests, mind you, it got up to over 126. And it was just fucking hot. There's just no way around it. There's no way to describe that heat other than it's fucking hot. This isn't that hot.
I've been stuck there on a business trip because it was too hot for the planes.
Too much for the planes to go, yeah.
Yeah.
It fucks with the avionics, and the wheels won't work right because they're tacky and
they have tables for the stall speed for takeoff.
Yep.
And the tables just don't go that far.
So I'm going to point out here on camera 3 how much of the 2 tablespoons of sauce is left. That's roughly a tablespoon of sauce.
Okay. Gulp. Saw that coming.
Fuck yeah!
Because it's just fucking hot at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be the point of that long rambling story.
But at some point, he's going to reach for the milk instead of the margarita, right?
It might happen.
So far, it's just, yeah, I need something to drink. But when you need the fire actually put out, you got to have the dairy. And we hope that even.
So, Jalisco here, they will make a... Actually, I could taste more margarita out of that. I don't know what the deal was. But definitely there was a lime flavor there. I think because there's pineapple in this hot sauce, maybe, or just a shot of it was the way to go. But they make a pineapple jalapeno margarita, and holy fuck is that tasty. That is so tasty, pineapple jalapeno margarita.
I don't know if you caught that when I started drinking it, I shut off that I had gotten a pineapple jalapeno margarita container from the store.
I did not know that.
So, yeah, just a second, let me go get it.
This next sauce is a little bit terrifying, simply because of the bottle. Oh yeah, I've had that one too, from the store. You could just get the bottle. That's the button to push. And then this happens. We make the magic. The Pepper Ninja Napalm Sauce. I tell you, these little bowls, definitely the way to go for this. Kind of sad I didn't have 10 of these little bowls. And we wasted so much time on plates. Alright. The Pepper Ninja Napalm Sauce apparently keeps things simple and hot. Aromatics, lime juice, and curry powder provide a kick of flavor before scorpion peppers deliver potent spice to the back of the throat and may have you seeing stars. 133,000 Scoville heat units. Remember, we started at 18. The last one was 71,000. This is 133,000. I bet it's delicious. I had a tiny little bit. I had chicken skin there, effectively, and I can feel it all across my tongue. I can feel it. Wow. Scorpion pepper, curry, and lime. Heat 7 of 10. Wow. All right. Hot sauce rich with Moruga scorpion pepper flavors that will explode on your taste buds. And a scorching heat.
7 of 10? Oh my god.
Well, it's the 7th of 10 hot sauces that I'm going through.
Okay.
Right, but it's
7.
double what?
It's double what it's logarithmic. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Scorching blast heat that will sneak up on you. The stuff is sneaky good! Exclamation point. Whoosh. We hope. I just whoosh something down the back of my throat. We hope you'll enjoy our sauces with all your favorite foods. Visit us online at thepepperninja.com. Pepper Ninja! Oh my. This is very exciting. Head back to the Zoom room. Alright, did you figure out a fucking question yet, Tom?
Yeah, is that made with actual ninjas?
It is not made with actual ninjas. Although there's a couple of them in my mouth right now, chopping up my tongue. That was a giant piece of fake chicken. Ah! I am the tick. So how did Sadie like Mexico? I saw a little bit of the chasing sticks and talking about how she's, ready to get home, but oh, he's not talking, he's typing. We'll see.
No, I'm just, waiting to see if Sadie's a dog or a girlfriend.
Dog. Senior dog.
I think you're a dog because of the whole chasing sticks things. But if you think about it, it's like, well, maybe a girlfriend.
I mean, I picked a stick or two in my.
I don't know. Maybe chasing sticks is code for something.
Right, it could be like chicken and waffles. Apparently, is I don't know.
Chicken and waffles is code for something.
Yeah, it was at some point, but I think I completely missed out on the actual timing for it, and it probably doesn't mean anything anymore.
Well, it means chicken and waffles, which I've had. I eat chicken, but I bet you could make chicken and fake waffles or waffles.
Wait,
Who wants fake waffles? What kind of madness is this?
I meant waffles and fake chicken, but no.
Oh, right, there you go.
Chicken and fake waffles would be hilarious. Like, what even is a fake waffle? I don't know.
Dusty Dog is good because when you pat their sides, a cloud of wherever you've been pops up and brings back all those memories again. I'm going to chew on the other side of my mouth. so those can die.
Nice. Okay, I have a question.
You have a question?
Yeah.
Okay.
First, I'm going to think this request.
Multiple presenters to share. Okay, sure.
Okay, so do y'all remember this? I mean, I know.
Do I remember this? I don't know.
Is it going?
You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss.
I said yes.
Can you hear it?
I can't hear anything, no.
Hold on. Hold, please.
Hold, please.
I'm old and I must figure out this technology. I see share.
So I want to point out that this is the
What do you want to share? It's just all.
it's the runniest of all the sauces so far. But the one after this is even runnier. So I believe it'll be even more painful. Michael is referencing a one of several YouTube shows. You talking about the Vancouver one or the Portland one? Yeah, that was rough. Johnny Ramone died, and Bono was kind of torn up about it, but he went on because he's Bono. All right, I got this much sauce left. What should I do with it? I think you know. Ah, fuck yeah, that's good.
Okay. Chug! Chug! Chug!
That's gonna leave a mark. There it is. That was a great show. I hadn't slept well that whole weekend. It was the Norwescon weekend, Easter weekend. I had hooked up with I re-hooked up with Sarah that weekend, in fact. And so we did a thing, and then I left from Norwescon the next day, drove straight to Portland, got down on the floor of the Rose Garden. Had never heard the album, but I knew all the words immediately because the Gestalt picked me up and lifted me, and we sang the words. It was fantastic. It was the best show of my fucking life. It was amazing. And then I drove home. So I might have gotten 2-3 hours of sleep the entire weekend. And, you know, it's Norwescon, so I was blasted for most of it.
You know, I remember having the energy to do that kind of stuff. And
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I appreciated it, sort of. I feel like I didn't fully appreciate it because I didn't know how thoroughly it was going to go away. You know what I mean?
It's the decline from 43 to 53 has been steep, but nowhere near as steep as the decline from 23 to 33. Some of which I actually remember. Not all of it, though. Some of that stuff wasn't any fun at all.
Yeah, for me, the part I miss is just this idea of being able to not have to take, you know, well, I definitely need to sleep into account. You know,
Gotta
things
finish
like
this
that,
margarita.
like, you know, it's just like, yeah, I can go all night, I can go all day. It's like, I can't though.
Apparently the tequila was living at the bottom. Oh my, that was wonderful. I'm approaching this next one with trepidation. However, it is only a 4,000 Scoville unit jump from the one before it. It's number 8, right? Yep, number 8. Good. So there's a hot sauce up here. It's on barbecue, Southern barbecue. It's called The Man. And this guy,
Yep.
he cooks it up in the kitchen of his brake shop. Serves it up for his people, and the world knows about it because people kept telling their friends that their boss was coming to cook up barbecue, and they would bring their friends. And then, fast forward a year or so, and there's a line around the fucking block to get into this place to get this stuff. And I had been working in Seattle about a week when I first came over in '97, and my friend Ed Bolme wants us to go and get this barbecue. He says it's the best barbecue. This barbecue is amazing.
We're gonna go get the man.
We're gonna go see the man. And it's like who's the man? No, the man. We're gonna see the man.
Try the man. You gotta have meet
All
the
right.
man. Meet the man. Meet the man.
Gotta meet
You're
the
right.
man. And I didn't really know a lot about what was going on other than we're going to get barbecue. And mind you, this is 1997 me. I'm going to live forever. Also shaved head. But, you know, I'm in my prime. I mean, that's the easiest way to put it. 1997 me was in my prime. I was the biggest prick in the entire world. I did shit I can never apologize for that year. Just
Stuff like that too.
crazy stuff. And, you know, I'd even quit drinking for a while, and I'd done various things trying to get around. I almost threw somebody out a window at the Seattle WesterCon. I was not on the first floor. We were way up, and I was going to grab a guy and throw him out a window. And it was because I had just had enough, and I quit drinking the next day. Because, you know, one more thing to fuck with your impulse control, right? But I spent a summer working in in Walla Walla in the trikes, and my job was getting not fun. And Ryan Dancy offered me a job to come over here and work in Seattle. So I wanted that, and I eventually just took the job. So yeah, I'm gonna take the job. I don't need to worry about this anymore. And so I came over. I've been working about a week. We went to see the man because Ed Bolme, my new friend Ed Bolme, aka Satan, wasn't going to tell any of us about the hot sauce or how hot it was because it's fucking hot. But you know, they come to the line and ask you how much you want, and the dude comes through the line with a skillet, right? And he's stirring the hot sauce that he makes in the cast iron skillet. It's just walking through the line, and there's just someone writing down who wants what, and you get a number and whatnot. So we get our. You could have shrimp, chicken, or beef. Or pork, and I get the pork. And he comes through, and he goes, "How much do you want?" It's like, well, you know, whatever you would eat was what I like, because I'm a son of a family of chefs, right? I eat the food that's served to me, and then you make alterations. But you eat the food that's served to you, right? You don't assume that you know better than the person cooking the food, right? You just eat the food you're given, and then. Once you've eaten the food you're given, you've tasted that food, then you can make alterations. And so I said, what do you want? You gotta have a flavor profile. I was like, well, I like hot food. And I said, I grew up in a bar, right? I grew up in a cantina. I grew up eating hot food my whole life. And then Ed, from behind, the great Satan, Ed Bolme, says the man is nothing. He said he was gonna kick the man's ass. And I said that. Did I say that? I didn't say that. He goes, no, you said it. You said you weren't afraid of any hot sauce. And it's like, well, that I did say. I'm not afraid of any hot sauce. And the dude goes, okay. And turns out that they had this had been reported back up the line. And so when they're serving up sandwiches, you know, the sandwiches, they're counting people, click, 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 as they go through. And then they got tapped on the shoulder, and they pointed at me. And they reached behind the bar and they grabbed a different sandwich than the ones they would normally serve. It's like, this one's for you. It's like, okay. Okay, sure. And he had taken the man, and there's the normal amount that's cooked in with the meat, and then there's the amount that goes on the bun. You are allowed to get a blank sandwich and then put the man on yourself if you want to. My friend Mindy got a toothpick with a pea-sized dollop of the man and put it on one end of her sandwich. And Ed got the normal teaspoon drizzled across the top. Ed is, by the way, a very Swedish, very pale person, very blonde. And so that tiny tablespoon, he is dying when he's eating his sandwich. He is, his head is sweating. You know, he's like this all the way. I'm trying not to touch my eyes, mind you. He's all this stuff.
Not all of us Swedes are like hot sauce Swedes.
Yeah, I know, right? But I'm just describing Ed Bolme to you. And so he talked a good game, but he had no game. The man kicked the living shit out of him. And so I grab my sandwich and I bite on it, and I taste nothing but fire. Because he had apparently shoved it deep down into the meat. More meat, shoved more. So it was like a casserole of the man.
Nice.
And so I'm eating the sandwich, and and he goes, "What do you think? What do you think?" It's like, "Well, I like it." And Dad goes, "What?" Ah! And I finished my sandwich, and the guy comes over after a while, and he says, "How's everybody doing?" It's like, "This was an amazing sandwich, thank you." And he stares at me, and his eyes goggle, and says, "Damn, son, I don't eat that much." And I said, "It was very good. It was very tasty." That's what the last wings tasted like to me. That level of fire, that Scoville heat, the 133,000. So it was nice and hot. And I have a longer story about the man, but they started serving the man in Safeco Field after a while. And so I beat the man the first time out. The second time was a draw because I just couldn't taste it. You know, a lot of beer will do that to you. I just couldn't taste the man at all, and it had no flavor whatsoever. And the third time I had the man, I wanted to saw off my tongue with a spoon. I swear to you, I had a spicy sausage with the man, and then like a normal dollop tablespoon, right, for me. And I took a bite, and I wanted to grab a spoon and to make sure I could never taste anything again because I was dying. So I was 1-1-1 with the man for the longest time, and then I stopped eating meat. So I had a good winning record. I thought, you know, I was good all the way around.
So that guy who used to serve the man,
Yeah.
was the man of the man.
The man.
He's not alive anymore.
I know. I'll never have that sauce again.
I know. Well, and you know, somebody still makes it by the old family recipe and all that. But I mean, actually having that experience of him coming around and go, "Do you want to eat the man? Do you want to meet the man?" is a from a bygone era, right? And I did have that as well. And I had a tiny bit of it, or maybe I wimped out, but I do remember him, you know, walking around and just having his little cast iron pan and offering it to everybody, and just, you know, how cool that was. Like, you know, we're a bunch of people who worked at Microsoft or whatever and thought it was cool to come here, but it really was. It was a, you know, a thing you can't even experience exactly anymore. So
Yeah.
it's rad.
All right. So this is hot sauce number 8. There are 2 more hot sauces after this, and it's going to get really nasty.
Here it goes.
This is Da Bomb.
Questions?
You have a question?
Well, I mean, don't we have to ask questions?
You should, yeah. Ask me a question, yeah.
Okay, my question is about the band.
It's about what?
The band.
Okay.
I have to ask you about the band. So, when you met the band, the actual band plus his sauce, the band, what was your overall impression of the band? Like, the man who was the band, you know, not the sauce.
The man behind the man.
He was my grandfather.
Okay.
That's the easiest way to describe it. He was my grandfather. He owned his own business. He cared about his people. He cared about his food, right? I care about my food, right? I make these wings to eat, and I make food for people to eat and enjoy, right? You've been, so famously last year, I got laid off from my job, and the day before Lindsay's birthday party, I got massive alcohol poisoning, and I was so sick the next day I could barely stand up. I cooked for 15, 16 people, wanting to throw up the entire time.
Oh.
Right? Because I care about my food. And so it was... And that's how he approached it. He wanted people to eat his food. He wanted people to have a good time. He didn't want people to trash talk his food, because that means you're trash talking my family and my business and whatnot. And I explained to him, it's like, hey, my grandfather made amazing hot sauce, and I love eating hot sauce, and I love eating hot food, and I really enjoyed eating this. And he thanked me, and he went on his way. And that was it. But it was like talking to my grandfather. He was a big, jovial, big black guy, and he cared about food. You could sense that. So this bar behind me, Jalisco, is the closest I have ever come to eating in a restaurant like my grandfather's restaurant. It's got the same kind of ancient 70s plush leather seats and booths.
The ancient 70s.
The tile on the wall there, that's the kind of tile that was on the walls at my grandfather's restaurant. And hearing people talk in 9 different dialects of Spanish behind the bar, that was my childhood, right? I literally grew up in the bar. My Uncle Ned tended bar. And while my mother was working hostess, I would sit in the bar and play chess with the drunks, or play Donkey Kong over there while my uncle kept an eye on me while he was serving customers, because that was our family. It was our family's restaurant. And no one was going to fuck with the patron's kid, or the patron's grandkid. No one was going to do that. So I had the run of the place. It was awesome. This is Old Town San Diego, and it's gone now. It doesn't exist anymore. So Michael did ask a question. Did I ever see the Ghibli's 2 shorts? I don't know what that is, but I would love for you to tell me about it. But that's my answer to the question about the man, and this is Da Bomb Evolution. This sauce has actually undergone revisions through the seasons that they have done of the Hot Ones podcast. And so now it is, while you may be looking for a distinctive short bottle, this version, created with the makers of Beyond Insanity, is a tastier, all-natural take that's equally harrowing. Careful around the eyes. This is 135,600 Scoville heat units. Heat of 10. It's fiery, all-natural, tasty. I'm going to need to pick a new beverage after this, so we'll see what we do there. Red hot chili peppers, water, vinegar, salt, spices, including paprika and turmeric, minced garlic, cane sugar, garlic pepper, extra virgin olive oil, onion powder, lemon juice concentrate, cilantro, and mint. Red hot chilies have evolved, and sauce design has changed in tandem. After traveling beyond insanity, we returned to ground zero and found the final answer. The capitalization here is killing me. This is our evolution! A more sophisticated Da Bomb! Brutal heat from some of the hottest peppers known to man. Warning! This sauce is extremely hot. Keep out of reach of children. Consume 1 drop at a time with extreme caution. This is Kansas.
It's hot.
It's hot. It's fucking hot. Well, I'll be the judge of that.
How many IFUs are there? Is that?
This is 135,600 Scoville heat units. And I'm actually going to pull up the Wikipedia page for Scoville heat unit.
So as you eat that, the Studio Ghibli 2 shorts, there's one of them where they were basically done by Studio Ghibli Totoro fame. One of them has them going out to lunch. All the people who work at Studio Ghibli going out to lunch. They go to a hot restaurant where the what you get,
Holy
what you
fuck.
order
Go
get
on.
the discount based on how hot you order it. And then they say, well, I'll have 3, I'll have 5, I'll have 10, and then the owner goes, well, if you eat within 30 minutes, you get the discount, double charge for leftovers.
Ooh, yeah.
It's absolutely hysterical, just as they try and eat their food and get the discount.
All right. So, I have been wiping my fingers on this napkin. Never once have I left residue before right now. So, Da Bomb is a very pasty hot sauce. It barely poured out of the thing. And I after I put in the first tablespoon in the bag, I thought the second tablespoon may well have been a mistake. I may have been right. So, the Scoville scale here, as you see in the Wikipedia page, is a measurement of pungency of chili peppers and other substances, recorded in Scoville heat units. It's based on the dilution of how small it comes before you can no longer detect the heat. My tongue is dying.
Oh, milk. Milk. It's time for milk.
Is it milk time?
Yes.
All right. Have some almond milk. Hooray.
There are 3 simple changes I tell all my arthritis patients to make. Number 1, you have to start drinking more water. You wouldn't believe how dehydrated most people are. Number 2, you need to make a decision.
I don't know what's going on there. That's not me.
Spirits. Oh. Poltergeist. Ignore it.
All right. Oh, there's math.
Hey, look. If you look in the chat on Twitch, I put a link in there.
Okay.
Just to remind you of. But if I asked you to think of the song from Neverending Story, can you?
The link is not there.
Imagine the voice. How well do you think you can imagine the voice?
The turn around.
Okay.
Look at
Now,
what you
if
see.
you can imagine the voice pretty well now, I want you to imagine the voice from Too Shy to Shy.
Kajagoogoo? Is it the same person?
Yes!
That's cool.
I mean, it's... Okay, thanks. But it's way cooler if you have more of a reaction. God.
Wow. That's hot.
I think you mean that's fucking hot.
It's fucking hot.
So that was what I was asking. How many IFUs is fucking hot units?
All of them. Now, mind you, I'm going to eat this wing.
Right.
Well, what I've noticed with the super hot sauces is that a lot of times the issue isn't so much like the initial attack, it's that the initial heat never seems to start to dissipate.
Doesn't dissipate.
Yeah.
That's what seems to...
Well, that's what the Scoville scale is about dissipation.
Yeah.
Right.
Luckily, there's no sauce left at the bottom of this bowl, so I'm not going to have to shoot
You'd
it.
be required to, pour it down your throat.
I will not be required to do that, no, because it's all right here.
Uh-huh.
Fuck me. Wow.
Is that the man? The man?
This is worse than the man. Even though it's only a few thousand Scoville units over the Ninja Napalm, which was equivalent to the man. This is fucking hot.
It's like a threshold thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, I don't know if to what extent the effect on you is cumulative, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've seen a few clips
Could have a
of people
cashew.
doing the hot wings thing, where there's a point where they're like, they just can't talk anymore. It's too hot. So you haven't reached that point.
I have not reached
Good
that
for you.
point. I may not be able to breathe, but I haven't reached that point.
So, Marty, I noticed that you are now Lost in Darkness. Is that a,
Yeah, I have this light thing that it went out, and so I could
Oh,
go
okay.
with the thing that. But I have to tell you, I found these new power cable things. Oh my god, you guys, they're life changing. And all the stuff that I normally plug into stuff all has a little pluggy now for those, and the other end is magnetic, and so all the different pluggies don't matter anymore. I haven't plugged this one into it because I almost never use it. But like my iPad, my game controller, my vaporizer pen, my everything has one of these plugged into it, and the other end is just a little magnetic boop that goes onto it. It's life changing, I'm telling you.
Holy fuck.
You have these cords wherever you want them, these cables wherever you want them, right? And instead of everything having a different connection, it all has the same connection.
Whew.
I like how in the darkness, your eyeglasses, I see with your eyeglasses,
I
it's like
know.
reflected light.
It's
Somehow,
a little cyberpunky, isn't it?
yeah, it's very cyberpunk.
Ah.
It makes you look a little bit like a monster.
Yeah,
Because all I can see of you is like a shadow and eyes.
But here's what's weird. You guys are in there. You're all reflected.
Oh, okay, very cyberpunk. It's very cyberpunk.
You gonna make it to the last two, Scott?
I hope so. I gotta make it to this one first. So you know what? I made a whole margarita last for 7 hot wings. This glass of milk is half gone.
Good job.
That's not a valid question, though.
Good to know when it's time to drink the milk.
I'm trying to remember who it was. One of the big YouTubers did hot wings, and the peanut butter shake was what cooled down everything the best.
All right, that makes sense.
Peanut butter.
I'm guessing
No,
it's peanut butter and vanilla ice cream or something.
Ooh, wow.
Exactly, it was a cold peanut butter shake that he thought worked best.
It could be like a fats type, like the type of fat in the peanut butter helps.
Fat and
sort of-
protein, right?
well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a chemical thing.
Yeah, I realize I don't actually know what chemical reaction causes.
But if you
The
figured that out, then you could win a contest.
It's capsaicin.
Yeah, but what is the reaction? What are we responding to? How do you interrupt that? It's like, wow, I want to know. I want to know.
Is it better with just a full-on milkshake or a peanut butter? Is peanut butter better
Yeah.
than mayonnaise, or what happens if we mix sausage in there? Is that a
Oh, although I do want to share my random factoid that I learned years ago about capsaicin. Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
apparently the reason that plants evolve capsaicin in their berries,
Yeah.
because that's what that's what these are. These are the berries of the plants. It's because they wanted birds to spread their seeds rather than males. So the idea is that birds can't taste capsaicin. It just does not register on them at all. So it's just fine. Whereas mammals are like, oh, that's so hot, and they don't eat it. Of course, humans are weirdos.
Challenge accepted.
Clearly upended was like, that's terrible. I'm in so much pain. Where can I get more?
I hate it. I want more.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
That's a little factoid about the existence of capsaicin.
So I am leaving this much behind. Now, mind you, I had a whole bunch, so most of the wing, right? That would just be something attached to the bone if it was a normal chicken wing. I don't feel bad about that.
Okay. Hey, recorded. Duly noted.
The next sauce is 820,000 Scoville heat units.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, my stomach is not enjoying that last one, I tell you.
Your stomach. So,
You can quit. I give you permission to
so you
quit.
already know this is a bad idea.
I know this is a bad idea.
I give you
And
permission to
yet-
quit.
Let's do it.
What are you gonna do to actually protect your stomach? Like literally, what is your strategy? for
I'm going to drink this milk. I'm going to eat these nuts. So I'm going to eat nuts for a little bit.
Eat a bunch of them.
Yeah. That's why I got a whole bowl here.
Are you doing cheese at all?
What?
Cheese?
There's no cheese in this room.
Okay. Cheese would be good. Nuts are amazing, and I wish I had some. Do you have like milkier milk, like half and half, or?
No, we're good. I got the almond milk here.
Oh, right, okay.
All right.
Do you have another almond cow standing by?
I have a whole fridge full of it.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
This got hurt a little. Someone think of a question for me.
I have a question.
All right.
Are you insane?
Well, yes. I have a literal derangement. Julie, you know this. My brain is broken. You can see parts of the scar here and more of the scar on the back of my head where I was thrown from a horse and my skull cracked. My brain is broken.
Okay.
Because here we are at the Arbol Scorpion hot sauce. It's all natural and vegan.
Okay then.
Super hot pomegranate black garlic.
Ooh.
California's fresco sauce is cranking up the heat. Trinidad Moruga scorpion peppers can reach upwards of 1 million Scoville units, and combined with earthy Arbol chilies, they make this sauce a scorcher. All right.
I doubt it would even taste the pomegranate.
Yeah, like the pomegranate and stuff makes it sound all nice flavor.
Here's the chicken wing.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh.
Just a reminder, this is made of water, soy protein concentrate, vegetable oil, which includes sunflower and or canola, salt, natural flavor, spices, so paprika, pepper, ginger, nutmeg, mace, and cardamom. So good stuff, this daring.
Gotcha. Oh, this stuff is amazing.
All right.
Cardamom features heavily in much traditional Swedish baking because, although obviously it's not native to Sweden, I guess during the spice trade they really took to it. So,
Cardamom.
Shake,
So-
pour, and enjoy. Whew. I haven't taken a bite yet.
Okay. We're praying for you.
But now I have. Don't pray. Send money. So, I mentioned how the bomb was a thick Cody sauce, and the one before was kind of runny. This one poured straight out of the bottle like it was oil.
Huh. And
Can't taste it. I have to grab a different piece. It tastes some there. It says Hellfire on the bottle, so that's nice. Got that going for me.
do you feel like you're getting what you deserve?
Oh, I won't get what I deserve in this life. If that was going to happen, I'd be dead already.
need to look up the chords to bow down before the one you serve.
After the madness of the bomb, I don't understand how this is 5 times as spicy. Take another bite here. I made sure to dip that in the sauce that's at the bottom of the bowl. Because I hate me.
Hello, Tom's companion, who just came in at the at the back of the room.
Oh, Paul's there, yeah. Paul cannot have any of these.
I'm trying to talk Debbie into joining, but she doesn't sound too interested.
I get it.
I think the milk's kicking in because I'm going to have to switch to water if I really want to taste this. Save that milk for when I need it. So, chewing more of the piece, my second piece, I could definitely feel a little more heat in the back. And there's some spice in there, but like the first 2 wings robbed me of the ability to taste the margarita, the last wing may have robbed me of the ability to taste anything. But I can taste the chicken. I can taste some hotness. The nuts taste like nuts. I'm just not getting any heat at all out of this this Arbol Scorpion. Perhaps I am immune,
Maybe you are.
he says as his guts tear themselves to shreds. It's like smoking cloves with your stomach. There's so many people who smoked cloves.
Ugh.
It's like, what is the stupidest thing you can do? Alright, so backing down from heroin, let's smoke cloves.
You know,
And
honestly,
it
though,
was like for about a minute they thought it was better for them, and then they knew it wasn't. They
Yeah.
still did it.
I smoke cloves a lot, and you know, back in the day, and for me, a lot, like once every couple of months. So, you know, I'm not sure if, like, I feel like, yes, okay, you know, smoke cloves the way you smoke a regular cigarette, but if you smoke cloves as a, like, kind of, I got this goth club as,
Right.
as a special fun thing,
Yeah,
and then
that's a
smoke
whole
a clove.
different.
I feel like that's, you know,
No, I totally get it. It's like anything that you do now and then. Like,
well, it's
there's
not
so
like,
many things that they'll tell you that are carcinogenic, but if you only do it now and then it's like so many other things, like breathing air.
Mushrooms are moderately carcinogenic, right? It all depends
Yeah.
on the dose.
And yet, yes, and yet, mushrooms are amazing.
Oh,
Okay,
So-
are you talking about just mushrooms in general, or
All
specifically
mushrooms.
hallucinogenic
They're all
mushrooms?
amazing.
Okay.
to give you an idea of the next sauce, it's wet one.
Isn't it?
And these are absolutely coated. I'm moving on to the next one while I still can.
Okay.
We get a question.
Should we trust his taste buds at this point?
I don't know. That's what's bothering me,
No,
right?
that's not
There are no taste buds at this point, right? It's
Like I had one left
oh god.
and it was gone. But this, I mean, it's a moderately tasty, tangy. I could cook with that sauce. I would wager nobody else could eat it. But I literally can't taste hotness from that last one. It's a dud.
Huh.
I'm gonna dip a nut
Ooh.
in the sauce at the bottom of the bowl.
The nut test.
And just get some, throw that in here, see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, I get nothing from sauce number 9.
I hope you're documenting all this besides just its video.
Oh yeah, we're videoing.
No, I mean, you know, put it all in a spreadsheet so, you know, people understand.
Ah,
This particular sauce does not hold up its end of the bargain.
I don't
That or
know.
Your taste buds are broken. I mean, it's a possibility, but I feel like you've done pretty well, despite all odds, throughout this process.
That's right, take a look at me now. Now, an hour from now, who knows, right? I may be hugging the toilet for all it's
Yeah.
worth, but
Yeah.
right now I'm feeling pretty good. Like, after the bomb, my stomach was a little, and we moved on to the scorpion, and nothing. So, here comes the boom.
Okay, I have to tell you about the 3 enchiladas, or the 3 happiness enchiladas, where in Bellingham there used to be this Mexican place that had all these different sauces, and the only one with no onions was the habanero, which was basically pure habanero, you know, with a little salt, maybe lime, ground. And so that was the only one Paul could eat. So he would get the enchilada, and it's like, okay, habanero sauce. And so we used to talk about that as the 3 happiness, because, you know, of course, you get it. When you eat it, you get it in your stomach, and then it continues to be hot. The happiness part is a little ironic.
It's a euphemism.
It's a
Bit
euphemism.
of a euphemism.
Bit of a euphemism. Anyway, so I just thought I'd share that.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, here it is, the end of the line. Is there a question? From before your sun burned in the sky, I've waited for a question.
Is this your king?
If no one else has a question, I will ask the question.
Ask a question, Julie. You are my interviewer.
I will ask the question. The question is, what book, movie, or any kind of creative thing is the thing that you would consider like almost your lodestar? Like the one where it's like, okay, this is the one, I don't know, my entire adult identity is based around this, or like this is the thing I just keep going back to. Any.
Winter's Tale by Mark Helprin.
Alright.
I think it's the finest novel of the 20th century.
Okay.
It is an amazing story about family and about duty and love, and it was entirely unheralded by almost the entire world. But it changed my life. I read that book when I was 12, 13, and I read it every year since. It's one of those things where it just gets better as I go through life, because there are characters who age, and there are characters who don't age. And when one of those characters who doesn't age comes around, the ones who have aged are looking at him going, oh, I used to look up to you. You used to be this amazing person, and now you're just a fucking kid. Right? And there's nothing to be done about it. So that is, for me, I think, and it's not even his best book. It's just, I think, the one that resonates most with me is the story of Peter Lake and the Coheries. So it was made into a movie with Colin Farrell as Peter Lake. Wasn't the best. It had Will Smith as the devil. It had Russell Crowe as the devil's foreman, and it actually hatcheted up the supernatural literary fiction parts of the novel. The movie did, but the interpersonal stuff with the man and the woman and the family, that was all good. That was all straight from the thing. So about 3/4, maybe 2/3 of the movie version, Winter's Tale, yeah, that's it right there, Winter's Tale by Mark Helprin. I love that book. Whenever it's my turn to suggest something for book club, I say that book. And nobody ever wants to read it, but that's the book right there. That is the media for me that does it all. Also, James Taylor's Greatest Hits. It's the soundtrack of my life. I could watch Star Trek for the rest of my life and be happy just watching Star Trek. I mean, I just got Strange New Worlds Season 2 today. I'm going to rewatch all of Season 2 in hopefully with commentary before Season 3 starts next month. Because Star Trek to me is transformative. It's hope. It's who we want to be. Not who we are, not who we're going to be. Star Trek is aspirational. It's who we want to be. And Star Trek lost its way for a long time. It got bigger and badder and more explosions and J.J. Abrams and all that kind of bullshit. But with Lower Decks, with Picard, and with Strange New Worlds, they were able to go back to that aspirational, this is who we are, this is who we want to be. To be the best versions of ourselves requires sacrifice, but also requires that we be better. And that's the Kirk of the original series, right? He wasn't a nice guy. He was a good guy. He was a good man, he was a good officer, he's a good captain. But he was a captain. He was in the military. He knew that he would have to do horrible things. And he'd do those horrible things, like let Edith Keeler die. Even though it killed him. It killed him, not Edith Keeler. Star Trek for me also is something that bridges me before I died from head injury and me after my head injury. In fact, my entry in the Science Fiction Hall of Fame is me talking about Star Trek and how it added cohesion to both parts of my life, who I was and who I am. Because this is a thing that I could relate to both ways. And so Star Trek for me, I feel great betrayal when Star Trek is not those things. When you get mushmouth Klingons in Star Trek Discovery and 6 episodes of absolute pain like eating, this fucking hot wing. Before it becomes good. I hate that. I hate waiting for something to be good. I want it to be good. And it's not like Season 1 of Next Generation, which was still Star Trek, right? It was still using scripts from the original series or from the follow-up series. It was reusing actual Star Trek scripts. The problems with it was that it was filmed on a bad budget and it looked like shit. But Doctor Who looked like shit, and I love Doctor Who. So I don't subscribe to, skip this season or watching this hatchet order for anything. No, watch the whole fucking thing. Watch it all the way through. But Star Trek in particular, watch it when it's new. Because it's about the world that you're in. Star Trek Enterprise, or just Enterprise for a while, which became Star Trek Enterprise, was about 9/11. Right? It was about what do you do when your world changes so completely. And this show is pitched as something happens that means the Federation doesn't take place. Here's now how the Federation takes place. How do we get to the original series? Well, we get there this way. We have to course correct and do these things to get there. And it shows you how to go towards peace, how to go towards cooperation, how to be better people. And that's what Star Trek should be. So the later rounds of new Star Trek, new Trek as it is, not JJ Trek or Sexy Trek, but the new Trek that's on Paramount now, it's really gone back and embraced that to show you what Star Trek could be and aspirational. So those are my big bits of media that I love, and we'll talk about at length. And now I have to eat this fucking hot wing.
I will say, Star Trek Lower Decks is absolutely my favorite Star Trek of all time.
It's so good. It is so good.
It made me laugh in the best way.
I hate Rick and Morty. I hate Rick and Morty a lot. I love Lower Decks. Because Lower Decks loves Star Trek. Everybody who acts on that love Star Trek, right? They grew up watching Star Trek. The people who wrote it grew up watching Star Trek to get the right Star Trek. He actually said no to that show. He didn't want to do that show. Jesse McKenna! Jesse McKenna is here! Hooray!
He is.
Hi. Thomas is here. He's listening and agreeing. He's nodding his head and commenting on the commenting.
All right, so Jesse, that was actually question number 9 that we didn't get to for a while. You get question number 10 before I have to eat the horrible, horrible 3 million Scoville unit pepper hot wing.
Like you're doing pretty okay for being 9 questions in.
The last wing was disappointing.
Okay.
Everything since the bomb, he's been like, that was not as bad as the bomb.
Yeah, the bomb was bad. It was bad, baby, bad, in Ruby Rod style.
Bad, was it bad good at all, or just bad?
The first 7 were amazing. Number 7, Pepper Ninja Ninja Napalm, was on par with the Man hot sauce, which I love. You know, that part where you get the wrong one, you want to cut your tongue off. But the one after that, it was only a tiny increment between wing 7 and wing 8. But, oh my God, my stomach wants to kill me. It runs to erupt from my chest and strangle my mouth. And then I had half this glass of milk, a bunch of nuts, and I couldn't even taste the wing number 9.
Huh.
So now
maybe you just burned all your taste buds off.
That happened, but I got this one waiting for me right here. This is the Last Dab Experience. The Guinness World Peppers hottest chili in the world, Pepper X.
Pepper X. You'd think Pepper Z would be the hottest one.
Well,
right after Pepper Y.
Pepper Z and Pepper Y, they just don't know what's going on. Pepper X is the best pepper.
That's fair. It sounds better.
Pepper Y is still asking, too many questions.
Yeah, too many fucking questions. Asking too many questions. So, Jesse, this is the AMA section. What do you want to know?
Ask me anything. Okay, I was going to ask, is there, like, a specific area of questioning where...
No,
here, but
there isn't. No.
If it's an AMA, then, okay. Let's see.
And if you ask a question we already answered, you get to ask another one.
What are the chances? I mean...
Pretty high, actually.
Yeah? Boy, that's tough. There's too many options now.
It's a community property question if Thomas wants to weigh in.
Thomas, do you have a question? He's distracted because he's playing... What's this game called? He doesn't remember, but he really likes it. It's called Zao. Tales of Kenzera. Z-A-U. Okay, so what's your favorite video game of all time?
You're going to laugh at me.
I'm not.
Oh,
It's Mega Man 2.
Nice.
For the Nintendo Entertainment System. I love that game so much that I bought it. I bought Mega Man collections on every video game system I can possibly buy them on, all the way through. I've got it on my Xbox, the Mega Man Classics and the Mega Man X's all the way in there. But Mega Man 2 hit me at that magical time, right, where it was 1989-ish when I really started playing it. I was working at a hotel in Phoenix, Arizona, the Residence Inn, and earlier tonight I talked about, the hottest temperature I'd ever experienced was in Phoenix, Arizona, working at this hotel. But late at night, we could rent Nintendos and VCRs and stuff out to the guests, but if they didn't rent out, me and the security guard and the night auditor would just hook the Nintendo up to the big screen TV in the lobby, and we would play Mega Man 2 and DuckTales, right? But Mega Man 2 was just so awesome. Just boom, 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 and you're jumping around, you're doing shit, you get in that weird zone, and an hour has passed, and you're, oh, I can beat it, I can beat it, I can beat it. And, you know, he goes through, and you have to evolve yourself and get 10 different powers, and then you go fight Dr. Wily at the end, and it was just the best fucking video game ever made.
Alright.
I think that game...
I'm sold.
I have made many, many wonderful video games. I've made some real shit video games. I've never made anything that made me feel the way I feel when I play Mega Man 2.
Nice.
Welcome to the Last Dab Experience. Now, on the internet...
Music cue we should be using? Like...
Yeah. On the internet...
Should be really dramatic.
Essentially, you've eaten through all these things here, and you go and you get your chicken wing, which has been soaked in this, and then you're supposed to just dab a little bit more on it because you're at the end. This is a 2,693,000 Scoville heat units,
Billion.
and it gives you permission right here. You don't have to if you don't want to. I want it. After spicy meal. Oh fuck. That is hot.
Hey, my parrot said.
So I couldn't taste the 800,000. The minute I started chewing, this 3 million one, it just suffused in my mouth.
It's weird the way my mouth is watering. Just like
I know that.
super weird. It didn't
Well,
happen to me when I
you have to start talking about it, my mouth
watched
looks
Hot Ones. But it's different, yeah.
Oh, I just transferred it to the other side of my mouth. And a little bit hit the back of my throat. Yeah!
Yeah!
So Jesse, earlier on in the challenge, right, there'd be sauce left at the bottom of the thing, and I would just shoot the sauce. That shit is not happening anymore.
Oh, he really was, though.
Oh,
And that was
yeah.
down around, 50,000, 70,000. This is 2,700,000. I think I'll have some more. Oh, fuck. Aha!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Good one.
Pepper X is recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as the hottest chili pepper.
It's
in
the hottest chili pepper in the
I
world.
feel like I always hear people say that's the hottest in the world, whatever. But I mean, apparently, this one actually is.
It is. Officially the world's hottest chili. And they've pushed it to the max.
I've never cooked with anything beyond a habanero, so.
I just want to point
Habaneros
out
are
that
hot.
Scott James is home alone right now, and we're the only ones looking out for him.
That's right. If I just pass out,
We should keep this.
there's
line
no
up
one to
there.
come help me.
Cantina ends just in case.
Wow. That is a hot pepper. I'm probably not going to finish the rest of that chicken. But
It's okay. I don't blame you.
I made it. I made it to the
We'll
end.
steer you on it.
Ah! Ah! I swallowed some milk. And the stuff went down with it.
Oh, good.
Yeah!
Yeah. Mm.
Have some more nuts.
Yeah, nuts and milk. Milk and nuts.
Woo! I might eat that again.
Who sends his
Blue, blue.
love and support?
Look, it's.
Oh, look at that boy. I gotta let the internet see that boy. Was that a girl?
It's
No
a
doubt.
boy. He's a good
That's
boy.
a girl over there. Wait, where is she?
A Sammy girl over there. She's like, fuck off. She's like, fuck off. I'm
Girls
over
have
here.
no-
That's
Wow.
cool.
Yeah, pothole over here.
What's that?
I don't know if anybody can hear the guitar or not.
Oh, you
I
got
heard it a
it.
little bit just then.
Will you play
I wondered if that's what you were doing over there, noodling.
Turn it up a
You
little
play
bit.
that
Will.
James Taylor for us?
Is that better?
Yes. Sounds good.
can.
Losing you, Michael.
Oh.
Everybody else go mute.
Doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father, mother, sister, and brother, if it's nice, don't think twice. Shower the people you love. Show them the way you feel. Things are going just fine if you only will. What I'd like to say to you, yeah, shower the people you love. Show them the way that you things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is what we know. What you gonna do? You cry when you're all by yourself. Won't you tell somebody the way that you feel? You can feel it. It's true what they say about the squeaky wheel. Always better to shower the people. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna get fine if you only will. What I'm saying, you, yeah, show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna get fine if you only will. They say in every life, they say the rain's fall. They say in every life, they say it's falling. It's right up my brain. Got to figure out the ending.
Beautiful.
Thank
Love that
you.
song.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna live.
Okay, good.
I don't think I'm finishing that wing. That is fucking hot.
Your next trips to the bathroom may not be good.
Or like tomorrow as well.
We'll see how tonight works.
Good luck.
Yeah. Hot damn.
Maybe with the endorphin rush, you won't feel any of the other aches and pains, huh?
You know, if that's what it takes, I'll be drinking this shit with a straw. All right, so yeah, thank you, Michael, for playing for us and joining us. Thank you, Tom, Marty, Julie, Thomas, and Paul for being in the background. Jesse, Wes was here earlier. Bob is on Twitch. Fireman Bob's on Twitch. My friend Keaton's on Twitch. So thanks for coming out and testing all this, kicking the tires on me for my new talk show portion. It's probably going to work in just like this. So Julie and I have been talking for a couple of years about watching David Lynch movies. And I now own every David Lynch movie that's on DVD.
So
including.
Is this like a book club?
It is kind of like a book club,
Like,
but
if we all watch the same film in the same week, we can all.
yeah, I'd love to have everyone do that. So Eraserhead will start. I got Criterions of Eraserhead, Elephant Man, Blue Velvet, and Fire Walk with Me, and also Lost Highway, Mulholland Drive. We got all the good stuff. I even have the crazy movie he did about a guy driving his tractor, driving his riding lawnmower to go see people. Right? It's I got them
Great
all.
story. I love that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I'm familiar with it.
It hit. He did it for Disney. It's rated G. It's his favorite movie that he's ever done. He absolutely loved doing it. It pushed all his buttons.
Does it star Willie Nelson?
It, I don't know if it was Willie Nelson or
It
not.
really looks like him in some of these pictures.
No, it's not Willie Nelson. It's actually the old guy who did the I think it's the Cartesians or the Artesians. Like I see them.
I
Series of,
recognize
beer commercials.
for sure.
Straight Story. So it's Richard Farnsworth
Yeah,
is
Richard
the guy in there. 62 million in limited theatrical release in the United States. It 500,000 people saw it nationwide in France. Roger Ebert compared it to the works of Ernest Hemingway. I mean, it's Farnsworth got a nomination for Academy Award for this film. There's no swearing in it that I'm aware of. It's a rated G movie.
G-rated.
Yeah,
It's actually really good though. I mean,
he did it for Disney, and he loved doing it. So we'll watch that too. But that's David. If you ask me who my favorite filmmaker is, it's David Lynch. We didn't get that far in our things, but something about how he puts stories together and the things that attract him, especially the macabre, right? So I've watched these Criterion discs are full of, each one of them has another movie on it about making the movies and stuff, and one of them is David Lynch met up with a documentarian while he was scouting locations in Poland because he wanted to go look at abandoned factories. And it's this French guy interviewing him, and he's talking about transcendental meditation and the art of lost spaces and going around, and he's just staring at walls, concrete walls in an abandoned cement factory, going on there, and he says, "Go over there and hit that with a hammer," because he wanted to hear the sound of a hammer hitting something echoing through this all, because in his that was going to be necessary for his film, is that have that sound of a hammer, or he wants he wants the thing that is there, and you're looking at stuff, that's what he wants to capture as a film. And there's a sticker I'm going to get. I saw this on the internet about a week ago. It says a film by David Lynch in green in that type font, and you put it on your window facing out at the world.
To make everything make sense.
It makes everything make sense. It's like, oh,
I love it.
All the crazy stuff that you're doing doesn't matter. You're in a David Lynch film.
you're a David Lynch film.
So
There, like,
this is an official question, but I
Cook
feel
some
like
out of wings.
Twin Peaks: The Return.
Yeah, yeah. I loved
I
it.
felt like that was absolutely the best interpretation of where we were. Like, I think it came out in 2017. It was like everybody's screaming all the time, and nobody knows what's going on. I felt like.
Well, I
David
mean,
Lynch.
he did that as a 20-hour movie that just happened to be broken up into 10 episodes or so, right? But that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to make one long-ass movie all the way through there. And, like, there's this bit in the middle where Naomi Watts is shooting heroin. Or is it... No. Somebody is doing heroin in this room by herself. And every so often she just shouts out numbers, blah, 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 blah. And she's going to do some more drugs. And her kid's in the next room. It's like, this woman is killing herself while we're watching. what's that kid's life going to be like, right? But she has no backstory, no nothing. It's just she's part of this weird subdivision that stuff is happening in. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just like shit like that happens. And I grew up in Las Vegas, and let me tell you, shit like that happens.
Okay, so is Twin Peaks: The Return going to be included in our? Is it only movies, or does it include his TV stuff?
I think, to be honest, I think we need to watch Fire Walk with Me, and then watch Twin Peaks, and then watch Twin Peaks: The Return.
Are you sure Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me, and then Twin Peaks? Yeah.
We could do them in release order. That's fine. But Fire Walk with Me is a prequel, and there is a prequel on the disc for the prequel. Like most of the David Bowie stuff and most of the Chris Isaak stuff was cut out of the theatrical release. So there's a movie called The Missing Bits that is a whole movie of deleted scenes strung together as a coherent narrative, and it's got the crazy David Bowie stuff.
Can you create that experience for us?
Can I recreate it?
Can you curate it?
Can I curate it? I can tell you that I loved it, and I will watch it again.
That's not. Like if we wanted to see it as you're describing it, how would you help us to see it as you're describing it?
Oh, it's on Scottflix.
Oh right, Scottflix.
Yeah, all the stuff's on Scottflix. So if we
In the order that we should watch it and all that stuff.
Well, no, but it's there, right? I mean, I can put together a spreadsheet of what we do in our Lynch Fist. I do recommend that if y'all want to join the David Lynch Film Club Society, and that we all watch Eraserhead sometime in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have an important question about all of this. If I want to sometimes come and listen to you guys talk about this and also voice my own thoughts and have questions and stuff, do I have to watch all the stuff?
You do not.
I've seen most of it, and I'm a huge fan of certain things and a huge not fan of other certain things, and that's one of the things I would love to hear people discuss and to be part of discussions about and hear perspectives on. But yeah, I don't think I can put myself through most of that. We did all the Twin Peaks before The Return, and then we did The Return, and I think I actually only saw Fire Walk with Me for the first time during that same period too, which was interesting.
So
I had seen it before. Yeah.
I have seen Mulholland Drive once, and it changed my life. I've seen Lost Highway once, and it changed my life.
Yeah,
I don't want to watch Lost Highway again.
Some of that stuff you saw when you were really young, Jess.
I know that's the thing. A lot like Mulholland Drive. I was young. I don't remember it. I mean, but I was young when I was watching Twin Peaks too.
Right. And so I've been waiting to watch those movies again because I saw them with other people, and I want to see them with other people again. This would be like seeing them with other people because we talk about them again. But you don't have to watch them.
Okay.
No, this is Virtual Cantina Night is going to be a Thursday thing now, right? I've proven the technology, right? We're all here. This is going to Twitch, and I'm going to put this on YouTube afterwards, right? We can do this. We can have this happen. So if you all want to come and talk about movies or not movies or whatever we want to do, we can keep having Virtual Cantina Night.
I want to talk about Mike's cat.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
What's the name of the kitty?
Mercury.
Mercury.
Hi, Mercury.
Oh, what a cutie patootie.
My beauty.
She does this. She likes to sit on my shoulder from time to time, and so.
She's really good at that disdainful kind of glance.
Yes.
She's purring really loud and rubbing against me. Oh, what a sweetie. Oh.
Cool.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, guys. I gotta run.
No worries. We're going to shut things down here, and I'm going to go cry.
Oh.
I'm in a little bit of pain.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So we'll release you from the effort to Akloche. You can go cry.
No, it's good. So I wanted to do the cantina night. I wanted to do this hot wings thing while I still had the hot sauces, just to know that I could do it, and I can.
It was the high risk, high reward.
But you know, I didn't finish 2 of these wings. One of them because it had no taste, and the other one because it tasted of pain. Nothing but pain.
Alright.
And
Okay.
we could try other things, but it's very easy to set this all up. I've got it all there. I've got the background right. The cantina is right there.
There it is.
Let's do it. Next
So,
time.
for sure though, Julie and I are going to be watching David Lynch movies.
All right.
So Julie, your homework is to watch Eraserhead on Scotflix when you can fit it in around Leverage.
Okay.
And if none of you know what Scotflix is, it's my Plex server, and I can hook you up. Just hit me offline.
All right.
Alright,
Bye,
y'all.
y'all.
Hang out with
Good
you.
night.
Alright.
Thanks for joining us in the Zoom room, everyone. And for those of you on Twitch, thank you very much for being around. Like as you wish. Don't subscribe. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm an idiot with a microphone. It says so right here. Okay, head back here to the main screen. Nope, that's not what we want.
That's the up camera. Yeah.
Up camera, up. This is camera 2, where we stay classy. And camera 1. So I am the idiot with a microphone, Scott James Magler, coming to you live from the Temple of Technology. Thank you for joining me on Twitch. Make sure and hit that like button. I also stream games, as you heard, may or may not have heard. We're going to be branching out into different sorts of talk show or talking sort of things. We talk about movies, media, and things that matter to me and to my friends. So stay for all that. It'll be fun. But I don't earn any money from this. I earn money from selling books. So hey, buy my books. I own a small press and I write science fiction. RSEntertainment.com is a progressive publisher who focus on independent authors and the stories that they tell. We have science fiction, we have dark fantasy, high fantasy, horror, poetry, we have biblical space opera, and very soon I'll be announcing a new project that I'm working on. I've been working on for a while. Hopefully next week, but certainly by the end of the month. And that's it. You can buy my books there. You can buy them on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, your local bookstore. Wherever you want to buy things, buy books. They're really important. And if you have friends and family in the Los Angeles area, please, please, please stay in contact with them. Get in touch with them. I have several friends who've lost their houses. I have friends who I have not heard from yet. You know, I was keeping a lid on it through most of this, but it's bad news down there. And it's going to get worse. Some of the fires are contained, some of them are not. And the face of the planet is changing. You can see it from orbit. So take care, talk to your loved ones, and I'll talk to you soon. That's the end of my stream. Y'all have a great rest of your day.